Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for April 2023. We are just going to jump right in here and see what is going on for you. You have this card that says, believe in yourself and your ability to carry out your dream. There you go. You will break free from all that no longer serves you. Pretty crazy. You're the second person that has had this card. This deck has 1,000,000 cards in it. And you know, it's just, I always shuffle. I think people don't realize I shuffle these decks in between readings. It's not very common that I get these repeating cards from these decks, and I shuffle very well. So, pretty interesting. Like I said, it seems to be like it could be a time where people are just breaking free from things that no longer serve them or are making bigger changes right now with the Death card for sure. You have the Four of Pentacles, which, you always get the Four of Pentacles or the Eight of Swords in your readings with me. So, I feel for a lot of you, it's just encouraging you to break free from all that no longer serves you, probably like some sort of comfort zone or from something that has been holding you back. Definitely could be new love coming in for those of you that want it. If you don't want love, I feel like and even if you do, again, I like to stress, just because I say if you don't want love doesn't mean it's not going to apply to other areas of your life. And what I would say is that I feel like some of you are about to land on something that you just love more is what I'm getting. So, and this looks like an improvement is what I mean by that. And what I'm talking about, because I still haven't made that clear, is in work or business. Maybe, I think you're okay doing what you do, maybe, but I think it could be, it could always be better. There's nothing wrong with that, right? So it looks to me, this reading, just putting it all together, looks to me like an improvement reading where you're maybe discovering some way that you will enjoy your business or your career more, or you'll enjoy what you're doing a lot more, which is great. It looks like there's a lot of success coming in because you're going to be enjoying the things that you're doing. I do feel it's going to require you to do this right here. I also feel like it's kind of interesting as well because I don't know how to say what I'm getting right now, as always, but what else is new, right? You don't watch me for my clear messages, that's for sure. But what I would say is that it's almost like I feel like you're releasing control, but it's not. I don't know if that's the right word to use. It's almost like maybe some of you, if you have a career or business, you try to control every little thing. And I feel it's almost like you're just kind of letting go of that. I don't know if you're making any noises while you're doing it, but I feel this is going to be very beneficial for you. And I also feel that you're drawing a line in the sand. It is pretty crazy to me that in these April readings, a lot of people have had these messages of kind of drawing a line in the sand, saying, this is what I'm willing to accept in life. This is not what I'm willing to accept in life. I do believe that when we I'm a big fan of doing this. When we draw a line in the sand, when we get clear on what we're willing to accept and not willing to accept, and we do this through our actions, that's how we prove to the universe that we want things, is we don't enter into situations that we don't want, just that simple. And we only, we nurture the things that we do want. And I know it sounds simple, but again, people don't do it. It's people always say that's obvious. I'm like, yeah, but why are you still dating that bozo that you've been dating that isn't doing anything for you, who lies? Or why are you at that job that you hate still, not looking for something else, right? So I really feel that you are demanding what you desire. And again, it seems to be like a theme of April. You have the Knight of Cups here. Definitely could be new love coming in for you. We go this way to the Seven of Swords, which is concerning because you have this message of concern right here. So, we're going to have to dig into this, but for some of you, I feel if you don't have love, that you could be choosing between two people here. You have the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. It's like the Knight of Cups is knight in shining armor. It's like someone is serious, someone isn't. You have the Ten of Cups going this way. And so I do feel like one person, if you're dealing with two, one person could be serious, the other one isn't serious. The other thing that I'm getting to be careful of here, Leo, what did I call you at the beginning of this reading? I feel like I called you Aries. So sorry if I did that. But Leo is the thing, it won't switch. The thing that I'm getting here is that you could be dealing with a person, and it's maybe someone from their past messages you and tries to mess things up. Again, I would be careful of that. I can't remember who the other sign was that got a message like this, but it seems to me Mercury retrograde coming up and all this other stuff. I would just be careful of anything like that because you have that concern card. But we're gonna look more into this. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Page of Swords. You have this right here, 3 pages going down here as well. Page of Swords to Page of Pentacles would be curiosity. Page of Pentacles is a card of education, learning, studiousness. So I feel for a lot of you who are trying to be successful in work or business that there's, as I always say to you, I think I always say this to you, Leo, there's a lot of opportunity for you to learn. And if you learn as much as you can, you're going to be very successful. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Seven of Swords. See, I feel this could be a person from the past. I would be careful of a person from the past. I feel like I've been telling you to be careful of also like a person, just in general. Might not be a person from the past, might just be a toxic person that you've dealt with. Doesn't even have to be love. But you have 2 sevens, which is internal fears that don't exist. And the Seven of Wands, like trying to defend your position or trying to defend something. So, I definitely feel that's a good idea. I would also, what I'm getting here is to be careful of like who you share your ideas with. Seven of Wands is like, again, a card of protection. You could be protecting an idea is what I'm getting. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Ace of Wands. Definitely a very passionate connection that could be coming in for you. I would be careful of someone who's leading with their wand, right? In this situation, if that's not what you're into, or whatever the lady version of wand is. Probably something that I can't say on YouTube, but I don't know. Ask your mom when you get older, because like I said, I have no clue what I'm talking about here. But be careful of someone who could be leading with their dangly bits, right? How about that? I like the word dangly bits, so there you go. It works both ways, am I right? But what I would say here is I would be careful of that. I would also say, Leo, I feel like that being creative is going to be extremely important for you, because the past bunch of readings that I've done for you, there's been like this type of stuff going on here. The Seven of Swords is like a good card. I consider it a good card. It's a card of tactics. It's a card of doing things differently. So as I've been saying to you for weeks, like getting creative in business could be very successful for you. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have the Sea Sponge card. It says energetic absorption, empath. I would be careful of the energy that you are absorbing at this time. I would definitely be careful of the things that you're like feeding your brain, your body, the things that you say to yourself. Like, I'm getting all of that. I would be careful of all of it. You have the Death card, the Page of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. I would trust your own intuition here on a person. So again, or if you have a choice between 2 people, again, it's like one person might be leading with the wrong stuff, the other person's leading with the right stuff, and that's the choice that I would make. But I don't know why this seems like such a difficult decision here or whatever. And part of me wonders if like one person's a past person and a new person maybe is just like, this is much more real is what I'm going to say. This is much more fantasy going here. The 10 Cups exist up here. They don't exist down here. The Page of Cups, he's got that fish in his cup. I always say you got to grab onto that fish. It doesn't exist. It might be part of his imagination. Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles here obviously represents earth energy. And so again, part of me is wondering, there's nothing... This is more intuitive. There's nothing really solid, I would say, yet that tells me this is a past person, Leo. But what I would say is that, again, I feel like there's history here maybe, and this is something new. Everything tells me that Page of Cups is new, and possibly the reason you're not moving towards it is because of uncertainty. Death card, obviously, would be a transition or a transformation from this person. Page of Cups, we already talked about that fish. Two of Swords, there's a new island behind her on the Two of Swords. I always say she needs to go to that new island. It's something new. It's something outside her comfort zone. So everything here is like saying you might just be uncertain because you don't know. And this other person here, you might know them very well, or you might know about them very well. But obviously, going this way, that's not such a good thing. It could be like they could be a liar, cheater, stealer. They could be immature. They could be a spy with the Page of Swords, or they kind of have maybe other intentions for the connection. And again, I'm wondering if some of you, the other thing that I'm getting is that some of you maybe have dealt with that, where it's like you got into a relationship with a person who sold you a fantasy, and maybe they did it for other reasons than the relationship, right? Maybe they wanted money or a place to live, or who the hell knows. And I feel like you're worried about a new person doing the same thing. So I don't know. That was a mouthful, but I'm getting a lot here, so I got to spit it out, right? You have this Death card, definitely some sort of transformation coming in for you. I feel like if this is a new person, it's someone totally new. I also feel like they feel better, like with that Sea Sponge card. I feel like it's saying that intuitively you can trust yourself because they feel better. As always with you, Leo, I would also say that you get the High Priestess with me a lot. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces, but The High Priestess has no roof over her head, and it basically represents that there is no limit to what she is capable of accomplishing. Page of Cups, a dream. The Ten of Cups, you're happily ever after. So I feel like it's time for you to like work on some sort of dream outside of love. Could be anything, or it could be love, because it could be like the dream of having a family as well. With the Death card, you have the Justice card. Could be a Libra coming in for some of you as well here, Leo. So, take it how it resonates. But I do feel like there is justice and balance coming in for you. I'm wondering if like this new person could be more kind of like of a karmic gift. So, maybe you've been through something like I described. I don't want to repeat it. It'll be too long, but, I feel like it's like much more fulfilling, much more worth it. There's equal give and take. With the Page of Pentacles, yes, I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. You have the Three of Swords here. That Page of Pentacles person is going to be a heartbreak. So I would be very careful in this reading here, Leo. For some of you, again, this might just be if you did not experience that, this could just be a toxic person in your life. And I feel like the best thing you could do is Seven of Wands. Put up boundaries, block a person. Like if you have like a weird person, like a stalker who just not outside of love, I'm talking about just like a weird person. I kind of get that energy here. I feel like I said this to you last week or the week before. I get the same energy here. And again, you would know about this person. People always leave me comments. They're like, does that mean I have a stalker? I'm like, no, if you don't know about it, this is not for you. I feel like this is something that you know about. So I would like block. But the other thing is that I feel like this could be like business. It's like maybe you have a lot of people who are trying to copy your business or trying to copy your success. And I'm not saying that we should be paranoid and not put ideas out there and stuff. But what I would say is if you have like a new idea, keep it to yourself for now before you put it out there. With the High Priestess, you have the King of Wands. Yes, trust your intuition. This is you. I say it all the time, Leo, that I think Leo is the most underrated intuitive of the zodiac. I've lived with a bunch of Leos in my life, my brother, my father, right? So, and they are both very intuitive, but they don't think they're intuitive, right? They've both done very intuitive stuff. They've both said things to me that are very intuitive. So I'm sure that it's exactly the same for you. I bet you're very intuitive, and I would trust that intuition. Next, in the area of what you need to hear right now, you have this Concern card and this Lovers card. I feel like you're concerned about having your peace interrupted. So obviously, some of you maybe have built up a certain level of peace in your life, like after a liar, cheater, stealer, or something like that. And I feel like, number one, Mercury retrograde, this person could be coming back, interrupting your peace, and you could be concerned about that. But you could also be concerned about letting a new person in. But, what I would say here is, again, if you're attracting this new person, I feel like they definitely have, this is like a happily ever after situation with that Ten of Cups. So, they definitely want something more long-term is what I feel here. If you don't want love, same thing. I feel that you could be worried that things are not going exactly according to plan, is what I'm getting on the Seven of Swords. But there are a couple things here, Leo. Number one, the Seven of Swords says you need to have more fun in your life. You can see he has those polka dots on his cloak, and the polka dots in the tarot represent, again, needing to have more fun and enjoyment, needing to, be more playful as well. And you have this Artist card, which I'm pretty sure you had last week at the end, which is another card. I think it's a card. I can't really read it from here, but we're going to read it in a minute. And I feel like some of you, it could be like the need to be more playful, more messy, willing to be creative, in work or business. All those things will be very beneficial. The Seven of Swords is a card of tactics. It's like a card of doing things differently. He's stealing those swords from an army in the background so they can't be used against him in battle. And I think that would be a good idea for you to come up with different ways. You have the Page of Cups, again, could be a new admirer coming in for you. Take it how it resonates. I also feel this could be part of a dream. Like I said, he's got that fish in the cup. You have the Ten of Cups at the end. It looks to me like you have these, and even at the beginning of the reading here, you have this card that said, believe in yourself and your ability to carry out your dreams. So there's some sort of dream, something that you've been working on for a while. Some of you, especially with like a career or like with a business, I feel like it could be, it's like, I don't want to come off the wrong way saying what I'm about to say here, Leo, but it's almost like it could be much more successful than it is right now. But again, I don't believe that, right? That's not what I'm getting at here. But I do feel like there are things you could do to make it much more successful. And maybe looking back, right? Like, let's say like a year from now, you double or triple or quadruple your business. You might be like, why didn't I do this sooner? And I think you just didn't know. So again, I would just be educating yourself. There's like some sort of blessing coming in after a break. So that's what I mean. It's like you've almost been on a break. Maybe you've been healing or recovering. There's a person receiving a blessing in this stained glass window right here. And so I feel like you're receiving a blessing. And some of you in the future, it's like you could be saying like, how did I not do this sooner? Or why couldn't I do this sooner. But again, don't beat yourself up. I think that is just part of life. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Strength card. Trust yourself, Leo. So the Strength card is yourself. You've learned what to avoid, what to look out for. Trust your intuition, but also what you have learned. With the Page of Cups, here you go. You have the Empress. Someone definitely finds you very attractive, and I feel like you're going to find this person very attractive. I actually feel the Empress showing up on the Page of Cups is just telling me that there's mutual attraction and abundance that will be created between the two of you. The Empress also wants to create a family, so for those of you that want to have a family, obviously this could be a family. But I also feel just outside of love, there's a lot of abundance. With the Four of Swords, you have the Temperance card. Temperance is like mixing two things together. It's a card of transmutation and transformation as well. So I feel like you could be turning your situation around, like I already said. And part of this, like you have that first card that says you will break free from what no longer serves you. So part of me is saying that as you start kind of removing yourself from situations that no longer serve you, then you're going to be changing your situation. Once your situation changes, everything else changes in a good way. At the end here, you have this Go the Distance card, and you have this Artist card. It says, creative endeavors can help improve your cash flow. Literally talked about it with the Ace of Wands. Seek out things that inspire and help you boost your creativity. Yeah. This could be anything. So, it could be like exercise. I don't know. Like when I go for a walk, that's when I'm most creative, like, because I'm not thinking about anything. I'm out of my head and all that other stuff. The shower, right? I'm sure you all get amazing ideas in the shower like me. So, whatever you can do to enter into that creative space is just going to provide all the answers. Again, I always tell the story that I was stuck for almost 4 years, like 3.5, 4 years of my life where I was basically doing nothing, which isn't true because I was learning that entire time, but I was doing a lot of failing. Let's put it that way, right? So I was trying things, but they were all failing. But I wasn't doing things to give myself ideas. I wasn't reading books. I wasn't going for walks. I wasn't doing any of that. I literally, attribute going for walks to changing my life because I started going for walks, listening to audiobooks, and I got like tons and tons and tons of ideas. And it just wasn't just the audiobooks. It was also like the walking itself. I think kind of, I'm a big believer that you're moving the energy forward when you're walking. So I just think that alone, probably helped. So, again, if you're not doing things, if you're not putting the information in, I don't think you're going to be getting anything out. And that's what this is talking about. It's going to be different for all of you, obviously, what you can do, but I would do something. You have the 10 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, and the 2 of Swords here. Again, this is the good stuff, so it's going to be good no matter what. And I do feel that you are going to be finding your 10 of Cups. Could be love, for sure. So if you want love, this could be a happily ever after type situation. I think it's going to require change is what I would say. You have the 2 of Swords here. I don't know. It's like sometimes I think we get into a relationship. It's like we want to be in a relationship. Yeah, it's great. But then we're like, but it's like, do I really want this person to move into my house? Do I want to move into their house? Do I really want to give up my freedom? Do I really want to, whatever the case may be? Do I want to give up my closet space, right? I have too many clothes. So, what I would say here with the 2 of Swords, it's kind of like, it is standing out to me that some of you, maybe there's like a change that has to be made. It is coming up in the good stuff. So, I do feel that you will probably do it, that you will go over to this new island. But, at the same time, it could be one of those things that you're just not so sure that you want to do right away. Think about it. I don't think there's a rush here. She's also wearing a blindfold, so this kind of represents the fact that she needs to trust her intuition. And again, I think that is like a big theme for you here. I also feel you are kind of stepping into new territory, which, could be leading to positive change. You have the 4 of Cups, no doubt about it. You've been disappointed in the past. We talked about it, but you don't have to be disappointed in the future. So I feel like there's something new coming in for you here that is not going to be a disappointment. It's coming up in the good stuff, so this is going to be much better. With the 10 of Cups, you have the Knight of Cups. Are you kidding? Yep. Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you. Could be a water sign. You have the Knight of Cups twice. A lot of passion, a lot of desire here. And a person, again, I feel like this person, it's like they tell you, there's like no games here. I feel that they're very straightforward. They tell you exactly what they want as well. It's like, I don't really have any good examples, but it's like, sometimes you go on a date with a person, you're like, do you want a family? And they're, if I find, they dance around the issue, right? I think people need to get better at seeing this stuff. It's like, if a person says, if I find the right person, no, they're not being clear, right? It's a yes or a no question. I feel like this person is yes or no. They, you ask them a question, they give you the answer. For all of you as well, if you're working on a dream, one of my favorite things of all time is, from the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, right? Where he says everything is either an F yes or an F no. So, that's something I use all the time. If something in my life, working on a project, doing a business, if it's not an F yes, it's an F no. And I get that there on that Knight of Cups. With the Four Cups, you have the Emperor. You have the Emperor and the Empress. Are you kidding? Divine counterparts here. So there you go. The whole entire reading was basically about love. Sorry if you don't like love, but it is what it is. I don't try to make these readings fit. I read intuitively. With the Two of Swords, you have the Tower. Everybody's had the Tower again. This is just going to keep happening, like I said, for the next 10 years. You could be, but again, it's also showing up in the good stuff, so it doesn't matter. Like I said, what shows up here, it's going to be good no matter what. So a lot of you could be healing from a Tower moment here, or you could be doing something to, rebuild a foundation or to fix something or whatever the case may be. So, I love it. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this April card. Whenever I get these monthly cards, which this is for the month of April. So this month, you have the Horseshoe card, which says good luck on it. So clearly, this month of April, there will be some good luck for you. You also have this November card and this Fair Woman card. It says dealings or relationships with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. I always clarify the people cards and the monthly cards, but there you go. You could have met someone or have started talking to a person back in November of last year, I feel. I don't feel like it's this year, November coming. I feel like you could have been dealing with a person who meets this description. Could be a man or a woman. Again, I don't touch gender in these general readings, but I feel like that person could be becoming important again. It's like maybe you haven't talked to this person in a while. Maybe the last time you talked to him was November or whatever. I don't know. It could be like a family member, something important there. You have this haystack card. It says karma. You will reap what you have sown. I don't even think this is just karma. I mean, you do have the justice card here, but I feel like this is I feel like you're starting to see like what you get out of situations, especially justice is cause and effect. So I feel like you're seeing if I put this much energy into something, this is what I get back, and you're getting better at balancing those two things out. You have this fan card. It says romance, celebration, party. Definitely love showing up here, so love it. And you have this bowl card. It says plenty of material things. Yes, there's a lot of abundance. And again, I want to stress that I do get like a major increase in business. Remember what I said about like potentially doubling, quadrupling, quintupling your business or whatever. It's like it's possible, especially if you've been working on it for a long time. I didn't really talk about this, but the go the distance card, it basically represents, getting to that point where you would normally give up on something and then keep going. Don't stop. Push through that point where you would normally give up. That's where like all your success is going to come from. So I feel like you need to like really push it at this time, but pretty good reading here, Leo. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.